Hello, 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 amazing community of mission-driven entrepreneurs. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Wednesday? I should say, I hope everyone is doing well and everyone has gotten the notices inside the community for our weekly live show. I'm back with you with another beautiful topic and also beautiful perspective that I'd love to share with you from my work and also the work that I do with my clients on really helping you guys out on taking that big mission and vision that you all have and starting to articulate that for your ideal clients and not only making the income you want, but also making the income. So before I start, I am waiting a few more minutes to have a lot of you join. If you are online here and if you are inside the community, so that we can have an interactive conversations. I always love those conversations better than anything else because then I know I'm present with you and I'm actually relating the topic or the information to where you are, and we are personalizing it and I'm answering your questions. I think that's very, very important. That's why I encourage you to show up for these lives and be present with me because, of course, it's always about the experience. It's not always the same when you are replaying this a little bit after. If you possibly can. Obviously, I know everyone is busy and doing things, but if I can give you one aha moment or a 2 millimeter shift, as I always say, with the topics that I cover and based on our conversation and answering your questions, then I'm sure it will be worthwhile your time. Hello, Neka. Thank you. My new room frames. I was playing with the filters from the live. Before actually I was getting on the live, I was playing with the filters, and I found this framing filter today. I don't know why I feel like being put in a frame today, so I thought it was cool. So I kind of chose it for the live as well. So yeah, that's kind of what happened there. And maybe also has to do a lot with the weather here in New York. It is rainy. So it's like, one of those days where energetically, Neka, you probably tell me that energetically, maybe we're kind of in with our own feelings, with our own things that we're doing. So it's just one of those days. So maybe the framing of the live video kind of tied in with that. I don't know. All right. Yeah, it goes well with the topic because it's really the blocks, right? So today I'll be speaking about the mindset blocks, or not even mindset, but also more generally, what are some of the things that come up when we are trying to position ourselves as the authority that we are, and we want to attract those high-paying clients or clients that really value what we have to offer based on the results and the transformation that we are providing for them. First of all, we talk here very often regarding we all are mission-driven entrepreneurs, and we are the whole purpose of this community is to come together and help one another in growing and scaling our businesses to 6 and 7 figures. So that we can make a bigger impact and we can make that income that we need so that we can create a life of freedom. We can create a life of happiness. We want to be happy with the mission that we've chosen to really put out there in the world. I think at the end of the day, we need the income, we need the clients, we need the sales, we need the strategies, we need the mindset work, we need the branding, we need the marketing, all these amazing skills that we have to learn so we can, pull our mission forward and take our mission forward. But at the end of the day, we all want happiness and freedom. I think that is a common need for most human beings. So, being able to utilize the content inside our community and also what I will cover today, take that with a grain of salt and start applying that based on where you are in your business so that you can really make the tangible progress that you need so that you could start marrying the gifts you have, the business model you have with the right strategies so that you can make the bigger impact when you serve clients at a higher level inside your offerings and inside your programs. So I think at the end of the day, it's kind of sometimes we do so many things and we kind of put ourselves out there and we are always looking for new ways to grow and scale. But I think it's important a lot of times to go back to the core of why do we do what we do, and giving ourselves that clarity of why is it important to connect with new clients? Why is it important to have a business model that allows you more freedom and to work more on quality rather than quantity, where you are scaling with ease and you have that financial freedom as well while you are doing that? And why is that important to us? Because it's very easy as an entrepreneur to be chasing and working on 20 million things. And a lot of times when you are in the day-to-day and in the tactic part of things, we forget what it's all about and why are we working so hard, and most importantly, how is this connecting to the bigger things that we want to create in our lives. Obviously, that does not mean that we stay small. That doesn't mean that we have to, stay within the frames of, just like this live video has framed me into a small frame, into a bigger frame, into a bigger frame. But it's really typical for the focus that we always talk about in here. So staying very focused and having a high ticket, low volume business model really allows you to stay focused because the clients that you are serving are quality, committed, and also most important are clients that are interested and have partnered with you to get the transformation or the result that you provide through your business. So that is kind of how all of that sort of connects together. Hello, Terry. It's so good to see you in our live today. Yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. And I hope you'll jump right into this topic of, I know you speak so often over procrastination. That definitely might come up when we kind of go for bigger things in our business and we are trying to serve higher quality clients and charge higher for our programs that we're building. I've gotten on a lot of calls with you guys as members, and I know the biggest pain point that we all have as entrepreneurs is really, if we're looking to grow our business to 6 and 7 figures, we don't need 1 million people following us. We only need a certain amount of qualified, loyal fans, as I say, people that love our work and we are making a big impact with, so that we can grow very easily to 6 and 7 figures. So I think, understanding the reason behind the way that we can do that is important. A lot of you guys in this community have other offers, and it's okay to have other offers, but have a really great strategy. Be very focused with, first of all, I would say the biggest thing is really, I think, out of all my experience, what I've learned is that we don't feel like we can charge premium for what we do, for the work that we do, because we are not even very aware of how to articulate the value that we provide in the marketplace. We're not very sure of the messaging. We're not very sure even who we serve sometimes. And don't be afraid as your business evolves and as my personal business has evolved. Our ideal client doesn't mean it changes, it just evolves, right? So we start out with someone, and then as we are serving and as we are growing and developing, and also we are investing in our own growth as far as the skills and the area of expertise that we all have to bring to the table, our ideal client changes. So I think one of the biggest pain points of why entrepreneurs don't feel like they can charge decent price for their offers, and I'll talk a little bit more about, how do we actually price our offers, is because we are not even sure who we're speaking to. We're not really even aware of what their pain points are, what the results that people want are, what is the transformation we're able to provide. Depending on the phase and stage in your business, if you maybe have had a group coaching program and now you're going to private coaching, or maybe you have a course, or maybe you're an author, maybe you're writing books, right? So whatever your avenue is, whatever you've done so far, obviously in order to grow further in your business, you'll take what you have built and you are going to need to improve it, and include some new strategies in your business so that you can grow to the next level. So pretty much, in other words, whatever got you here is not going to get you here, right? So we constantly, that's why I say business is the best self-development journey, which is why I chose it, because you're always growing and evolving, and you're constantly navigating and innovating in new areas as market changes, as the space you're in, with whatever's happening in the space you're in, with new things coming in, with the economy, with whatever's happening out there in the real world, right? Because sometimes we feel like we're in the virtual world, but the virtual world is becoming the new world, because that is how we connect nowadays, right? So I think it's important to kind of have a higher level perspective on some of the things that we do, rather than kind of just like follow tactics, which is why I speak so often over, I don't care so much about the next tactic. I care about skills and experience, because those are going to really help you out in the bigger, higher level overview when you are building on the vision and mission that you're trying to accomplish. And of course, it grows and evolves with the business that you're trying to develop, and also with you trying to develop and getting more clarity on that ideal client. So a lot of times when I speak to my clients and they're in a different phase of business or different stages of business, and we talk about the ideal client, it's like, we always get the tendency to say, well, I've already done that exercise. I already know who my ideal client is. I don't need to go back and refine this again. But, I would say that you're always should be addicted with being more clear on who your ideal client is. And as you evolve this, you just get more clarity. And that should be, that should always be your focus on how to serve them better, how to speak their message better, how to create your offers and improve them around the results you create, the transformation that you're giving your ideal client, and all these different metrics, because I think that is why we're not very confident in even articulating this when we get on a consult call or a connection call with someone that potentially might need what we have to offer. I think it's always very much the key. All right, Terry says, hi, Lona. I know I can never make it live. I'm so excited that you were able to catch us this time. Yes, it sure does come up. Love this topic. Yeah, yes, always moving to the next level version of yourself. Absolutely. We're all in a, sometimes like my words get twisted. But I think, we are all a work in progress. Always. Our clients are always a work in progress. We are a work in progress. So as we grow and develop and, want to impact and reach more people and grow a business out of it, of course, we constantly have to evolve our messaging, our branding, what we stand for in the marketplace, how do we position ourselves, what our visibility looks like. And speak about that, Terry, right? You are very visible in this community. And the posts that you're always, including are value-driven posts, right? You are teaching with your content, right? So, it's very important that we increase our visibility, because if we want to position ourselves as the leader we are in our market or in our space, Doesn't matter how saturated it is or how competitive it is. Competition is good. If there is no competition, there is no need or awareness for what you do. So competition is a good thing. So as we are increasing our visibility, well, I should say we need to work on our strong presence online. I think it's like a must, right? It's a must because, again, it goes with the perception of your brand. If you are not anywhere visible and you are just relying on your website, I could just give you a penny for every time that I met someone and says, yeah, I have a website. And especially, well, I think at any stage, depends on your awareness. You know, we rely on those websites like they're gold, and we focus so much energy into the messaging and making sure they're SEO friendly and, you know, they're pretty and they're attracting our ideal client and all of that. But at the end of the day, the things that we do, it's always about the social media presence that we have, all these different platforms that we are optimizing so that we can fill them with our ideal client, which is, we always go back to that no matter what, right? We always go back. We should be addicted. Programs change, offers change. We need to always serve in a different way, but our ideal client and our communities will always grow and develop. But that is always the common denominator that I think is always going to give us the best impact. The best impact. I think that's what we want. The best impact for what we're trying to do. So Terry, I have a belief. Terry says, yeah, visibility is so important. Consistency makes sure people see you. Out of sight, out of mind. This is a saying, even our personal relationships. We build trust. We connect with one another emotionally when we are there for one another, right? So it's the same with social media. If you are not there, then sorry, but you will be forgotten, or, you know, you will be replaced by other content that has been put out in the world, you know, grabbing your ideal client's attention, right? So yes, I have believed that when people think of procrastination, productivity, they see my face. I have to tell you, Terry, you've done a great job branding that, and that is so niche. When I see you, I think of procrastination. So that is you are a great example of when I've spoken very often on the get known factor. That is very important, that you build your get known factor. What do you want to stand for? What do you want to get known for? And that can never be diluted. I'm sure you teach a lot of different topics also in your programs and your offerings, Terry, with procrastination, how to overcome it, how does it affect different areas in our life. But your staple is procrastination. Terry, procrastination guru. Right? So we need to, you have branded yourself really, really well. Really, really well. So you're a great example of that. Yes. Terry says, oh my gosh, more clarity always. Clarity never ends. So important to have your finger on the pulse of your ideal client. Yeah, right. Visibility is so important. I have a belief when people think of procrastination, they see, we just said that. Yeah, Anika says subtle energy level is great today. Keep it up. Creative frames as well. Thank you so much, Nika. Hey, Cameron, welcome, Cameron. Say hi, everyone that's joining us. Just say hi, where you are connecting from. I love to see you pop in the comments there. I love the dancing. I also love to dance, as you guys have probably. I put a lot of posts over other things I enjoy doing, but music and dancing is another way I fill my soul with inspiration for my work and for what I do as well. Yes, I do. I teach about identifying the root of it and how to manage your mind to overcome it. Absolutely. And my friend Yulinda, how are you? Thank you so much for joining, Yulinda. Yeah, and Yulinda, you're also on a mission. We're all on a mission. So Terry, you're on a mission to end procrastination, and that is such an important topic because I always say it often, and I've noticed it personally as well, that I know exactly what I need to do to make the progress in business or whatever other area. Right now, I'm focused on my health. But knowing and doing it is two different things, right? So, and I know every time I feel a resistance, it's because I know I have to do it. But of course, I have probably something that is coming up, fear driven, that is stopping me from, taking the right action so I can make the right progress. So, that's why not only your post, but as you personal develop, I think the great thing about personal development is that, you know, personally you just become more aware in all these other areas. And just like you, Terry, I position myself as business because I feel like I have the business acumen and I'm strong in this area. But it doesn't mean that we are not versed in all these other topics, because everything really relates to everything we do. When we are happier and healthier, your business will do well and you'll grow, better. If we understand our mindset, you know, that's going to take you to the next level. Anyone can teach you whatever they can teach you, but if you don't believe it's possible and if you don't surround yourself with the right mentors and spaces, then of course, you are not going to be able to get the results based on that area that you're trying to really grow and focus on. So yeah, it's just like that. So we definitely have something deeper that's coming up. Yeah, our brains don't let us realize that. And I know how much we actually get impacted by our subconscious that we don't even, understand really at the different levels that we can, of how that really stops us. So brain is key. I see it all the time, even when clients are trying to grow their business. And a lot of times, being purpose driven or mission driven, we all are focused on our gifts and we want to do good in the world with what we do best or where we serve best in. And a lot of times the resistance that comes up with growth can be misinterpreted as I'm not aligned with my mission. And I try to tell people that it's not always that. We have to take action. We have to be uncomfortable. And the journey of growth always comes with these uncomfortable feelings that we have to constantly stay aware of. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the work you're doing is not aligned. It just means that in order for you to grow any skill, whether you're growing your online presence or you are, improving your live videos or you are improving your content, that takes time to practice and really come out of your comfort zone and go out in the world and put yourself out there, because these are the skills that we need so that we stay present and we brand ourselves really well in the market. So when people think of Terry, they think of procrastination. When people think of Nika, they think of spiritual energies, right? So, it's just how we want to brand ourselves. And I think that's crucial, especially when we are growing our business and when we are bringing on people on our team that are going to represent our business as well eventually. So yeah, for sure. Pricing for premium offers, and I see this all the time. It's first of all is you getting clarity in your personal life. You're building a business because you want to create a certain lifestyle, whatever your goals are. So you want to create a certain lifestyle. So really understanding and staying very clear on what you're trying to accomplish there is the number one factor to consider. And then the next factor to consider is price on transformation. Don't price on your actual process, right? Your process can change with more, experience that you have with serving clients. You're going to be addicted with giving your clients better transformations and better results. That's actually should be the focus. But you want to price based on transformation. What would it mean to you if you grew your business from 0 to 100K in a year, let's say? What would it mean for you to grow your business from 6 figures to 7 figures, what would that create in your life? What would happen? What new opportunities will show up? What would that be worth to you? Same thing with procrastination. What would it mean if you kind of have a process and you learn how to overcome procrastination every time it shows up and you zap it in the butt? What would that mean for all the area of life which the person obviously came to you for, let's say Terry, right? So what would it mean for them? What would all the other things that would show up and in the improvement of life in this area mean for the person? And I don't think that we always, have this higher level, view in mind when we are even speaking about what we do with our potential clients, because, we just tend to focus on our process and how long does it take us and the resources that we need to get the client from A to Z. But, the client doesn't care. The client doesn't care. The client just, yeah, Tammy's here. Hello, Tammy. I'm so glad you are here. I love you, Tammy. I'm working with Tammy and we're making such great progress with our amazing program of self-love. Like, that's another area. When you think of Tammy, you think of self-love, because all the tools this lady has under her belt, and we all have that. When you're an expert, you have tools. You don't need more expertise. You don't need more certifications. You don't need more. That's just our brain telling us that we're not good enough. Our other problems come up when we're serving clients, but you have everything you need when you're building your programs, when you are bettering your programs, when you are improving, your offers. You have everything you need. What's important is that you just put yourself out there, have your client's best interests always in mind, and really create a transformation for sure. So through all the process that, Tammy will take her clients through, and she's already taken many clients through, it's the transformation of self-love. I mean, how much would you pay for you to really get in touch with your inner being and really learn how to love yourself, which is at the core of every other area of our lives? You're never going to make the progress that you would make in your business, with your relationships, with your health, all these other areas that we always want to have in good balance, if we don't learn how to clarify that relationship with ourselves. You're never going to be confident as a business owner or a CEO, that you all are, and leaders in your business, if we don't really first go in and understand, what is that area of strength? Because even with your marketing, as you're speaking this language and you are creating all this content and you're increasing your visibility, you need to stand. You have to have the things you stand for, and that's what makes you different. Because the other thing is always like, how do we stand out in the market? How do we stand out in the market? Well, it's progress, it's processes to put in place to get there, right? And there is one right there. Just branding yourself in one main field or area of focus and get known for that one thing. And everything you do, find the people that are fans of that and have those pain points that you solved and sell them on a transformation and help them get the transformation. And there you go. The brand will grow, referrals will grow, business will grow, your client testimonials going to be there for you, right? And then the next good problem becomes, how do you manage all of these things? So then you start to hire and you put some other systems in place and all of that. But get known for one thing. The front-facing product that you put out in the market matters. You don't want to confuse your audience with a million different ways things that you're putting out there. Please don't tell me like one day you're a business coach and then the next day you're a life coach and then another day you're a mindset coach and then another day you're a procrastination coach. That is very confusing, which is why people lack the progress and which is why they don't have the traction and the clients. So when you say, as entrepreneurs, I know it's so hard to stay focused, but pin it down, get help. Tammy, working with Tammy on kind of clarifying all these different components in our business, but get help to clarify what is, out of all the things that you do, the one thing that you want to be known for. I think that is crucial. It's like your identity in business. It's like when friends and family ask you, like, what do you want? And we speak so often here, and we throw up different posts regarding what is the legacy, what do you want your legacy, what do you want to be known for? It's the same as in your business. What do you want to be known for? Just like, what would your friends say about you when you are not here any longer, let's say? How would they describe you? What kind of values did you leave behind? How would your kids describe you? The same thing in your business. That's what branding is. Sometimes people confuse branding with logos and colors, and which is like important, but it's like the mechanics. Branding is so much more. It's how do you showcase your leadership in that area, and how do you create legacy content that's going to remain. By the way, when you're creating content, do it yourself. That is your brand. That is your voice. The content is going to stay with you. Your kids are going to hear that years down the line, because all of this is recorded. Like my little frames here, my kids are listening to this, and they're going to listen to that, after. So when you are, out there thinking, I'm not making an impact, because sometimes maybe you don't even have the engagement when you are building new communities and when you are starting from scratch, just think of the one person, the power of one person that's going to hear this, that a lot of times is hidden in your audience, and people don't react to your post or your content, but rest assured they are listening, and they are reading, and they are hearing you out. And you just have to do a good job on staying consistent and visible, not only in your own platform, but also other people's platforms. It is so powerful. Other people's communities. You can't just pin yourself, just like I pinned today myself in a little frame, only to your own world. You have to constantly expand your ecosystem, right? So that you can make a bigger impact. But of course, you're narrow, and your focus in your business is to serve quality clients. But once you understand what you get known for, what you are known for, and that's what you speak about, and then you bring in your personal story, your conviction, your beliefs, why do you think that matters, your passion behind what you do and why you do it, then the rest just becomes building blocks and momentum. And of course, the sales will always follow. The income in business is like a byproduct of all these other things, right? So think of business as your identity. What do you want people to know you for? When they think of Tammy, when they think of Alona, like, she is really good at that stuff. She is like an expert at that. Like, go to her, because she will help you with that area. They shouldn't be saying, go to Alona or Tammy or Yulinda or Neka or Terry. I'm not really sure what she can help you for. Confusion, a confused mind never buys, a confused mind never refers. Remember that. If you confuse your client, you will have no clients. Clarity is power, simplicity is power. Oh, Deb is coming by. Hey, Deb, thanks so much for coming by. So good to see you again here in the community. We had a great conversation last week. Really, really amazing. So I'm glad to have you here as well. Good to see you. So what do you want to get known for? Like, that will be the homework. Because Yulinda's telling me I'm an amazing teacher. I never taught, my accent pops up because you guys know I'm natively Albanian. I never taught in a traditional setting, but of course I've taught in corporation that I worked for with all these different roles that I did, and I coached, and I developed teams and HR and all these amazing things. But, when it comes to the world today, we all have something we're passionate about, and how grateful are we that we get to use these platforms and build these amazing communities where we can just share what we know, share our experience, and position ourselves in that one area. out of everything else we do that we just shine at, and we feel like this is going to be the impact of that we're going to leave with the world. This is going to be our legacy. And as we just identify that and clarify that, the rest just becomes about persistency, consistency, showing up no matter what, doing the hard things sometimes, or the things that we don't want to do, so that we get to make that impact. Always think of the impact that you're not making by you choosing to let your brain fool you into procrastination, because then the person that you're supposed to touch and impact is never going to hear you and your voice and whatever you had to share. So always think of that power of one. It's gotten me through so much of the challenges of, no one's listening, no one's here, I have no clients. I got myself through all these different phases just by believing, first of all, in what I do and what I want to get known for, being very crystal clear on that. And then the rest becomes just about, as long as one person showed up and heard what I had to say, I have done my job. So, thanks, Tammy. I'll give you a little bit of my accent that's way. Now I have a mixed accent. Sometimes I don't know where it's from, because it's I have the New York accent. I've been here 25 years. Forget about it. And then I have my native Albanian accent. So it's just a mix. But at the end of the day, honestly, that's what makes me me. So that's why, it goes back to self-love, to what you teach, Tammy. That's so important, that, I'm not perfect. I'm just showing up, being me, and whoever resonates with that resonates with it, and whoever relates to that is going to relate to that. Whoever doesn't is going to find the right mentor and the right teacher, as Yulinda mentioned, to really, identify with. So I don't worry so much over, all these little things, because we just need, like I said, once you're in your mind, you have service and impact. The rest just becomes about showing up imperfectly, because you know that your work matters and what you have to share is important, and your voice needs to be heard. And whatever way, however else we do that, is the visibility part. Yes, absolutely, Deb. It's your legacy. Absolutely. And I'm sure what you do is also your legacy. Confused mind never buys or refers, for sure. I have Southern Cali mixed with Pennsylvanian Dutch. I love that. Yes, that is amazing. And I've always believed in the authenticity of human beings, and that's what makes us beautiful. That's why I'm like a junkie for conversations, for meeting new people, for connecting here virtually and also in person. I'm always reading biographies. I love to hear. I learn so much better by just I don't remember so much details, but I remember journeys and stories and the emotional impact out of things. So I think that's what we have to bring to the table that makes us so unique. So when we are showing up in uncomfortable situations, it's really going with the mindset of curiosity, and what is it that I can discover about myself today, and also who is it that I can amazingly connect with, that I can learn something from them as well. And that's why it's the Life School, the whole platform that I have created with the Life School is really have come from my personal experience, that life is just a big school. We finish our traditional school in the settings that we've been part of, but then you go to life. you go to school, you go to life, and you're trying to figure out your mission and your purpose and your work that you want to do every day and all of this. And that just becomes its own platform. Life teaches you all these things. So being really good at abilities and skills, and learning so much more about yourself and everything that you're putting out there in the world, just makes you more valuable, a more valuable person for the places you hang out in, whether it's your personal family, or people you hang out with, or the communities that you're going to build. So the whole life is life school. That's why even my show is called the Life School Masterclass Show, because I believe life is just a big platform, and it's all a big teaching platform for all of us, that we learn how to fall, get back up, run into challenges, how to overcome all these challenges, how to stay in our own lane, stay in our journeys, keep making the progress, showing up, as long believing in what we do, and then just showing up every day for that bigger contribution that we want to make. It really helps with, all those setbacks that always are purposely put there, so that our commitment is being tested. A lot of us in here are also spiritual, and we have our practices and our religion and what we believe in, which is, at the end of the day, at the core of it is always we're on our own journey. There's always something higher that is directing us and guiding us. And of course, we are just here as human beings having a spiritual experience, so that we are fulfilled with the work we do. And it's that legacy that we want to leave behind, whether it's our family or society as a whole. So that's kind of, how the whole platform is created. And also because I teach business, and I think business is the new era of, how we're going to, create our own lives and make the impact that we want to make, creating this platform so that we can grow our businesses and make that impact, but of course also grow personally, because that's just like connected. It's like hand in hand. So hi, Julie. Thanks so much for coming by. Julie, let me know where you are connecting from as well. Hello, Armanda. Thanks for being here. Love that, Tammy. Everyone is our teacher. Absolutely. If we're open and conscious, everything around us is always teaching us something. That is so, so true. And I'll leave you with this last piece that I've been increasing my awareness on as I am moving along my journey. I think it's everyone is really in that individual unique journey with the things that we're choosing to build, as far as our businesses, that if we just focus on the improvement and the next right step and one foot in front of the other, and just taking the next right action in our business, and we stay aware, so that we open up our subconscious and our conscious mind, so that we start to piece the little things that show up for us in our life. I think this is where we need to be smart about the things that show up, the messages that show up, the people we speak to, because those are all signs along our journey that we need to take and we need to piece together, so that we stay even more aligned within our bigger purpose, vision, and mission. So that's kind of what, I have realized along this journey. So I just felt like sharing that with you. So I don't know how much that resonates, but all right. Awesome. So thank you guys for coming, as usual, for coming by. Great interactions, and I would love to see more of you. I have a new time, and I'm gonna stick with this time. I had to reprioritize some things, so we're gonna see you here every Wednesday at 12, for new topics, new wisdom, and new conversation. Most of all, I think this is like always the best part for me, just new conversation with one another, so that we can really get to know one another. I think it's the beauty of being a part of a community, just rising up from not only the comments and our little avatars, but really, showcasing learning from one another and really, making those meaningful connections for future opportunities and future growth that we are always co-creating together. So I thank you all for coming by. And I would love to have you, if you know any other seasoned entrepreneurs, people that have a mission, a vision, and really would align with what we teach here and what we are all about in here, definitely give them an invite them inside the community. I would highly appreciate it, because that's where we can make a bigger impact together and we can help one another better. In a higher level, serve one another better, and also create more opportunities for co-creation with one another. So definitely do that. All right, thank you so much, mission driven entrepreneurs. I wish you all a great rest of your week, and we will see each other on Friday. Actually, we have the Life School Masterclass show with another amazing guest, and that's happening at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I will see you around there. Bye for now. Take care.